What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about the top 5 squeeze stocks to add to your watch list for this upcoming week. Before I get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data points, there's only 2 things to really watch for this upcoming week. The Fed interest rate decision. I think everyone is under the impression there won't be any cuts this round, potentially maybe in May. So that's something to kind of watch for. Aside from that, on Friday, this is where more of the consumer linked data is going to be coming out, so non-farm payroll. So that's something, again, just to kind of sit tight and wait for. A lot of big companies are unveiling their earnings, starting off with SOFI Monday morning. You get Boeing, Microsoft, Google, like everyone and their dog is unveiling their earnings. So this will most likely dictate what happens with the broader market, whether it goes up, down, sideways, loop-de-loop, whatever happens will probably be as a result of this. And over and above that, though, that will also, dependent on if it's positive, will have shorts on edge and potentially wanting to close a lot of their positions. In a lot of the stocks I'm going to be talking on, I'm going to be going based on the short interest percentage, which is a percentage of the free float. So a lot of them are kind of overextended. So I'm going to go over all that. And plus, I'm going to give you a bonus one as well. So the 5 plus 1. So starting off with the 5th most shorted stock based on the short interest is BMEA Fusion, ticker is BMEA. Also on a side note, I have vetted a lot of these just to ensure that they have not done a recent reverse stock split, because potentially that does skew a lot of the numbers via Ortex. So just be aware of that. So BMEA has gone up 90.83% over the last year. 2024 has been doing fairly well, so 13.57, down 3.4% on Friday. So this is what they are all about. So you can always pause it, read through it, everything else that you need to know. If you are looking for a lot of good compiled information, such as press releases, SEC filings, transcripts from previous earnings, everything that you need to know about a stock, take a look at Seeking Alpha Premium. I do have a 7-day free trial for you in the description below. But moving on. So based on this, shorts did return about 162,000 shares on Friday. 51.98% of the free float is being shorted. Very high stuff. 10.05 million shares overall are being shorted, so you can tell that the float is relatively low. Cost to borrow average is 2.95%. And over and above that, utilization is 80.8%, and short score is 76.7 or 61. So even that is relatively high. Through Interactive Broker, short availability does indicate that there's around 30,000 shares available to be shorted. So this one definitely is very, very interesting and most likely would stand to really benefit if the broader market does go through a significant push because of its stock performance. Moving on to stock number 4, that is RILY. So B. Riley Financial, ticker is RILY. On Friday went down 2.1%. Over the last 1 year, down 54.55%. And in 2024, it did start off relatively good, but it's been trending down, correlated with a lot of news, but down 5.41%. This is what they are all about. I feel like a lot of retail does really like B. Riley behind the scenes, because the majority of the comments when I do these videos, because B. Riley has been involved quite a few times, a lot of people like this stock. But this is what they're all about. So you can always pause it, read through it, everything else that you need to know. So on Friday, shorts did return about 195,000 shares. 65.55% of the free float is being shorted. It's crazy that none of these stocks so far are on the threshold list, but that's beside the point. 10.67 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 82.04. Utilization is 99.05, and short score is 92.68. In order for a short squeeze to occur, it's typically a rare occurrence. This is why I'm saying add all of these to your watch list, because it's not a definite thing. But in order for a short squeeze to occur, you need 4 things: high utilization, a lot of shares being shorted, relatively high cost to borrow, and then number 4 is typically what companies struggle with, and that is a surprise catalyst. Could come from either the broader market. This is why I bring up data points and companies unveiling their earnings, or these companies in among themselves could come out with some actual news to really cause it to go up higher. So just keep that in mind. Through Interactive Broker, short availability does indicate around 80,000 shares is available to be shorted. Moving on to good old stock number 3, so Keno Health, if I'm saying that right, ticker is CANO. Friday up 3.1% over the last 1 year. This one has been slaughtered. So 97.85% in the red over just in 2024 has not been its friend, down 54.68. Market cap is a smaller one, so 14.1 million is the market cap. This is what they are all about. So healthcare facilities. So yeah, just be kind of cautious with this one. But 7,000 shares were returned on Friday. 55.02% of the free float is being shorted. 632.01 thousand shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 29.32%. And as well, utilization is 79.48. Through Interactive Broker, short availability does indicate around 4,000 shares is available. So like I've said, a lot of these stocks are kind of overextended. Moving on to stock number 2. This one is a new one, so again I did have to double check to make sure that there was no reverse stock splits. This is why I didn't really creep up or whatever else, but it's, I don't know, SEAL Corp, ticker is LAES. On Friday went up 3.01% over the last 1 year. I guess it's been trading for less than 1 year. In 2024 up 33.59%, and over the last 6 months it's been down 84.32%. So it is, I guess, bouncing and doing fairly well over the last little bit. This is what they are all about. So semiconductors, obviously that's been very hot as of late, and as well it is based out of Switzerland. Going over here, so on shorts, or I guess on Friday, shorts did increase about 89,000 shares. 80.07% of the free float is being shorted. Like, this is craziness, crazy stuff. And it's kind of funny, before 2021, when this whole meme craze really spiked and had people looking at, for instance, short interest, I was more just trading, looking at technicals. I feel like I overlooked and never even cared about short interest, but here we are with 80.07%. 1.13 million shares overall are being shorted. So again, another stock with a very low float. Cost to borrow average is 348.12%, and utilization is 95.13. And finally, stock number 1. This one has been number 1 for a while. BOLO Corp, ticker BOWL, down 4.42% on Friday over the last 1 year, down 9.47. 2024 down 17.44%. This is what they are all about. This company is definitely very popular with retail, so that might be a positive thing, negative thing. I'll leave it up to you guys to make that determination. Usually shorts do target companies that have a very heavy retail presence, but aside from that, on Friday shorts did return 119,000 shares. 91.18% of the free float is being shorted. I don't know if this is a record. I did have to double check once again to ensure that they haven't done any reverse stock splits or no changes, but yep, 91.18% is the short interest. 18.97 million shares overall are being shorted, and then 16.3% is that cost to borrow average. And yeah, this definitely is very interesting. Through Interactive Broker, short availability does indicate around 150,000 shares is available to be shorted. But then again, that's kind of a drop in the bucket considering 18.97 million shares overall are being shorted. So those are the top 5 stocks overall. There is a stock, my +1 bonus. This one is coming out of left field, and we have good old SOFI. So under this channel, I do cover SOFI quite frequently. So I have learned their business, what they're all about. I've been monitoring what shorts are doing and everything. Over the last 1 year, it is up 32.12%, and in 2024 down 23.42%. This is what they are all about. So you can kind of see that right here. And the X factor why this would actually be a good squeeze play is because of their upcoming earnings first thing on Monday. This is set to be their first profitable quarterly earnings, and from here on out, I think it should just get better and better. So I feel like a lot of people will be really paying attention to SOFI. So on Monday, when they do unveil their earnings, there's going to be an extreme amount of volatility. Again, that could be very good, pretty bad. It'll have shorts on edge a little bit because on Friday, shorts did increase 342,000 shares, 13.69% of the free float is being shorted. 122.53 million shares overall are being shorted, and cost to borrow average is 1.25. There's a lot of shares available to be shorted, so that's something to keep note of, more than 10 million. So those are my top 5 plus the bonus one. What is your thoughts on all of those stocks? Is there any other stocks that you feel potentially could be a good squeeze play, and why? And one final thing I just wanted to share with you, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for an account with Moomoo, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So this is one of the best deals in the market. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.